Hello, dears. It is another session of Progress Coaching, and I'm Amy Jones, your favorite progress coach. I don't know if you've ever heard of Progress Coach. People ask me, is that like a life coach? Is that what you do? And I really help people focus on their goals and what goals would actually mean progress for them, something that would be fulfilling and satisfying. So it's not just about achieving goals, but it's about investing your time and energy in the things that will be most satisfying for you and that will have you feel most alive. So that is what I help people with. And today I wanted to chat about something that is really important that I don't think we talk about enough. It is what happens when your wave of progress that you've been riding crashes. And it can be so disorienting and disappointing, and for some of us, even devastating when we don't understand what is going on. We don't understand the nature of the cycle of progress and how this all works. So, one thing that I really want you to take away from this is that the rise of your progress and the enthusiasm and the hope and all of the, oh my God, it's going to be amazing, this time it's going to turn out different, like that is normal. That is part of progress. It's a good thing, and it's also not a sustainable feeling. It is going to crash at some point, and it could be, you could ride that wave for a while. It could be weeks, it could be even months, but it could be days or even hours. The length of time in which that wave of progress goes is not really as important as you understanding that it is part of the process and part of the cycle. So when you are coming down off that wave, um, one thing that I really want you to understand is that it is not something that you can avoid. It is not something that you can get out of. It is a necessary and integral part of the process. And just like waves in the ocean, just like the seasons, the whole world is designed to move in cycles and tides. Progress is no different. So you crashing on that wave is like perfect, on track. Hey, Heather. Oh, Lizzie, you made it live for the first time. That's so good. Okay, so yeah, this crash of your wave of progress is normal, and it's important, and we don't want it to be another way. Progress is not designed to go like this linear thing where you're just like riding high all of the time. We get to enjoy the high. We get to enjoy the enthusiasm and the hope and the yay, this is going to be amazing. Like, yes, enjoy it, have fun with it, savor it. But we don't need to hold so tight to it and grip it. Like if it's not feeling like that, if we're not feeling amazing all the time, that is somehow an indicator that we're not going to reach our goal, or that there's something off. Indeed, the cycle and coming down that wave is a totally normal and important part of it. So I made some notes just to make sure that I'm giving you all the goods today. So it's normal, it's inevitable, it cannot be any other way because it is part of what I call a sustainable momentum. I think one of the things that we get tripped on most when we're talking goals, when we're talking progress, when we are evaluating and judging ourselves on our performance and how we're doing, we don't understand that for the momentum to be sustainable, it needs to go up and down. Okay. It's something that I describe as, that sustainable momentum as a feeling that you are making progress, that you're growing, that you're moving, that you are getting somewhere. It doesn't mean that you're going in a straight line. It doesn't mean that it's a constant. It doesn't mean that there aren't the ups and downs. It's just that even when you're down, you still have a sense of, yes, this is still worthwhile. I know that I'm growing. I know that I'm learning. I know that I'm making different decisions than I was making before. And so I know that there's going to be a different outcome. So the wave goes down, but it also comes back up. And I don't want you to leave before it comes back up. And for you to mistakenly conclude that there's like something wrong with you, or that you didn't do it right, or that you're not good enough, or any other clever brain bullshit that gets in the way of you making meaningful progress and doing what it is that you're meant to do. I think I just combined like 3 words in that sentence. Anyhow, so so let's talk about, what do you do when the wave crashes? Okay, I got 3 things for you. And the first is to just catch your breath. Okay, just to be able to notice what is happening and to take a beat and just acknowledge that yes, your wave of hope and excitement, enthusiasm, and all the things crashed. And that's okay. You can feel it coming down. It's not like dropping off a cliff, though sometimes it can be. Sometimes you just start to notice, okay, my enthusiasm is waning. I'm starting to have a little bit of self-doubt. I'm getting a little bit anxious as how I'm going to pull this off and how I'm going to do all the things. Those are signs that it's coming down. So as you're noticing the decline or you're feeling just the straight up crash of it, just breathe, sweetheart. It's okay. It's just a matter of recognizing, oh, this is what this is. Okay. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong. It is a temporary thing. It is not going to last. It is not going to be like this forever. It may not even be like that for hours or days. It's going to move, but you've got to just let it crash. Just let it be. Take a breath. Okay, like it's going to be fine. All right. And it's also a time to just check in with your body and notice, is there anything that I need to take care of for myself? We talk about making progress in a sustainable way. It's about taking action from love. And to take action from love, you have to love yourself and be aware of loving your body. Not taking action from fear is grinding through and ignoring the signals of your body and not paying attention and dismissing if there's anything that you need to care for, or take a nap or get something to eat or get away from your computer, or just escape the scene of whatever is happening to give yourself some space. Okay, that's what there is to do when you're catching your breath. It's temporary, it's unavoidable, and that's not a bad thing. So catch your breath, take care of yourself, ignore any of the clever brain type assessments that are happening. Things like, this is not going to change, this could have been avoided, this shouldn't happen, this is a bad thing. Clever brain loves to punish us for our humanity and just feeling what we feel and being who we are and being where we're at. And for those of you that have not yet heard me use the expression clever brain, I forget sometimes that not everybody has heard this phrase, as it's one that I made up, but it's what I call the part of our brain that is operating on fear. And it's a very primitive part of our brain. And it is convinced that if you change, if you do anything differently, if you grow, if you go outside of what is comfortable and familiar, then you are somehow at risk. And even your very survival is threatened. So it will say whatever it thinks it needs to be able to shut you down and keep you from moving forward. So things like, this is never going to change, you screwed it up, you shouldn't have done it. Those are the kinds of thoughts that your clever brain will generate to keep you from moving. So if you're noticing that that's what's going on and your clever brain has those things to say, be excited about that, because it means that you're growing. That's evidence that you've been moving outside of your comfort zone. It's evidence that you've been taking steps or even just thinking about taking steps. So that's actually a good sign. And usually we don't understand that, and we just kind of throw in the towel at that and conclude that there's something wrong with us. And there is not. You're a human person. That's what that means. Okay, so the second thing to do is just look, did you learn anything? Was there anything in this latest wave of progress, in the actions that you've been taking, in the things that you've been experiencing that have taught you something? Is there anything to know, or maybe do differently, or to try to keep in mind as you begin again and ready for your next wave of progress? There may or may not be. We don't always, every single time, consciously learn something. Some people could make a case for that, and much of the time I think we do learn things, but just notice, like, is it just a matter of trying again, or is there anything to be mindful of for the next attempt? Clever brain will have to say, of course, that you didn't do it right, that you're not good enough, that you should have done it differently, and all that kind of messaging. Again, just a sign that you're growing. So just notice. And if you feel like, oh my God, I can't tell if there's something that I should have been learning, I don't know, then don't worry about it. Just let it go. Let's just assume that there's to try again. And you don't have to put any extra pressure on yourself to have learned something or to be able to recognize that you've learned something if it's not clear. If it's not clear, Just, you take your breath. You notice that, okay, there's not anything that's immediately obvious that I need to learn again. So we'll just ready for the next wave. Okay. And then the third thing is to look at what worked or what's worth doing again. Because as human people, we have this bias toward to look at the negative, to look at what didn't work, and to be a bit blind to all the things that did go well and all the things that did work. So I want you just to take a moment to notice, and even for those of you that really want to get this concept, if you just write it out and start listing and start writing down all of the things that went right, I don't care if they seem really small or trivial, welcome that, notice that, appreciate that. What actually worked? What is worth doing again? Even if it seems like, oh, I don't know 100% if this is truly worth doing, but I think it's worth doing again to just verify and to see, yes, was this actually helping? Yes, is this moving me forward or not? Okay. So I just hope that you can see that this is a part of the experience of making progress. Again, this is not something that you can avoid. It's not like the smarter people get to avoid this crash of progress, or the more spiritual people, or whatever. Like people experience this. Human people, like us. This is what we do when we are making progress, when we're being brave, when we're trying new things, when we're going outside of our comfort zone, and it's just part of it. So we can relax on any resistance and clever brain propaganda about how it shouldn't be happening and that you should have done something different to be able to avoid it. Because part of why this happens, I believe, is that we have, in our growth process, we're expanding our capacity to do things in a new way, or to be stronger, but sometimes too just to tolerate things going well, and to tolerate the good feelings, and to tolerate the enthusiasm and the hope, because I think so many of us, we have been hurt in the past repeatedly, and so our clever brain decides that to protect us from being hurt again, we just are not going to tolerate too much good feeling, too much hope, too much excitement, too much faith, too much of this is going to turn out, it's going to be amazing. Clever brain cannot tolerate that for super long. Okay. So we get to practice and build our courage muscles and ride these waves. And when we ride them enough, then we start to earn our trust that we can ride these waves. We can be really excited and then come crashing down, take a breath, check in, like, did I learn anything? What was worth doing again? And then we begin again. And then it's just the next wave. I mean, it's like if you ever have been to the beach, or seen surfers on the beach, like they don't cry and wail when the waves crash. It's just like they just pick up their board and then they go paddle out again. It's like, okay, I did everything I could with that wave, regardless of whether it went well, it didn't go well. I did everything I could. That wave is done. It's gone. There's another one coming. And there is another wave of progress coming for you, as long as you don't give up and leave and assume that, well, that just wasn't for me. You're a human person. So progress is for you if you choose it. And I encourage you to choose it and to choose to take action coming from love. That is what Map Progress is all about. And I'm excited because I have a new course that is coming up in a couple weeks. We're going to start the first week of June, and it's kind of the continuation for those of you that took the first 5 steps to reach your big scary goal, and then are like, like, oh God, what do I do now? How do I keep stepping? How do I keep making progress? So that's what this new course is going to be about. It's called Make Progress No Matter What. And I mean that. That's not like clever marketing speak. I mean, what do you do? Like, how do you learn the skills and the ability to make progress no matter what, to be able to go up and down those waves and just be able to continue to move forward and sustain that momentum. Okay. Oh, Heather, thank you for the heart, dear. So, for those of you that this is resonating with and you're really like, okay, yes, I want to get this. I'm tired of crashing and then being disappointed and being disoriented and being devastated about it, because that is not, you don't have to be that way. Okay, I can show you how to do it differently. I can show you how there are actually good signs. A lot of the things that we think are bad are actually really good. And when we can just sort of see it for what it is and recognize how the fear is getting in the way, then we get to choose love. Then we get to take action. Then we get to get on to the next wave. Okay? So, for those of you that are interested in taking a look at Make Progress No Matter What, I will go ahead and put the link. It is mapyourprogress.com/no matter what. And I'm excited about it. I got all kinds of ideas swirling. So if this was useful to you, then you are going to love that course. All right, dears, I will be back with you next week for another session of progress coaching. In the meantime, go be brave and go take your next right step. All right, dears, I will see you soon.